So, are we finally getting closer, maybe? Are you rolling your eyes, Courtney Cronin,
Yes.
prior to the setup?
Yes.
I didn't even say what we're doing, and you're giving me the eye roll.
Because I know where we're going, but please continue.
Is the eye roll me or the story?
The story.
Okay.
I would never eye roll you.
I would.
And so would you. What a liar. What a liar. You absolutely would. Okay, here's the eye roll. The eye roll is not to the reporter, obviously, the great Sharpe, ESPN senior NBA insider, but he was on the 6 p.m. Eastern SportsCenter last night with our buddy Kevin Nagandi, and he had this to say about LeBron James because it feels like maybe, possibly, it's going to happen soon.
We are inching closer to a LeBron James decision. All the information that he could want is in because all the teams have made their pitches. General managers, owners, presidents of teams have made their contact. They've continued to be in touch with agent Rich Paul this week. Players have reached out to LeBron James, recruiting him. And yes, the voice notes have all been listened to. The rosters are set. The decks are all laid out. The leaders here are Cleveland, Miami, Philadelphia, Golden State, and Minnesota. And what we know is LeBron James has made it clear privately he wants to be in a situation where he can compete for a championship, but also join a culture, a team environment that he feels like he can uplift. And the fact that money is not the driving factor here means that he is able to take his time because we have offers that we know from with LeBron James that range from minimums to exceptions to salary space. So we'll see when he's ready to make his decision.
All right, Sham's there live from Thomas and Mack during a Summer League game where you hear the public address announcer in the background. All right, Courtney Cronin, why the eye roll?
Because I don't think he's in any hurry to make a decision. And as much as we would love to have something to talk about here, it's a midway point of the summer. Sports are slowing down. Training camp's still a couple weeks away. I think LeBron enjoys getting to take a step back, not be part of the conversation, but to get to hear everything around him being part of the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, this is the most...
But if he's in no rush, what is he waiting for then?
I mean, I still think there's some moves that teams can make. The 4 teams that Shams mentioned there, one of which was not the Miami Heat. What he said, like the leaders that we know about. I believe it was...
He said the Heat, the Cavs, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, and the 76ers.
I thought he said 4. There were 4 leaders.
He said
Timberwolves and
everybody but the Nuggets in terms of the 6 that everybody's been talking about.
But it's... You still have time. Like, he's not in any rush. When has LeBron ever done anything based on, like, we want to hurry up, we want you to do this right now? I feel like the reason I eye rolled is because we're inching closer towards it. Like, we'll be at ECHC on Friday, and this will not break. We're not going to be getting Evans.
We haven't announced when it was going to be, but Courtney just did.
Well, when we're eating dinner, you're not going to, like, have some sort of, like, breaking news reaction where you're going around the table asking us, hey, LeBron just signed with the Heat. Evan's trying to get on in Miami and doing all these things.
By the way, if that happens,
we would go nuts.
What's the plan if that happens?
You guys all leave. I need to celebrate. I'm going to go crazy.
No, we've got to go live. We'll be like live streaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your reaction.
And I'm saying that's not going to happen because this is probably not going to get decided until August. What
You're making an extremely bold statement.
What rush is he in right now?
But what you're doing, Courtney, and I'm fine. Like, that's great. But you're completely going against everything Shams just said. You are by trade a reporter. Yeah. You don't get the sense that Shams said that because
he's getting it from the agent.
I don't know where he's getting it from.
Well, I mean, Rich Paul's given us
wherever Shams is getting it from.
Process.
Right, but I think Shams is so smart in his reporting and is so careful in his reporting that he's probably realizing I'm probably going to break this story within the next 24, 48, 72 hours, so I'm breadcrumbing it. That's how I took it.
I took it that way as well, that he's laying the groundwork for something to come down the pipeline by the end of the week.
I would love for that to happen.
Yeah,
I just don't think it will.
Maybe small Shams has heard. Again, we're making this up, but how I took this in. Shams has heard, like, Rich Paul is flying to New York, where LeBron has been, Jay-Z concerts, golf, etc. He's flying to New York on Wednesday, and they're going to have the in-person on Wednesday night and a nice dinner, and then he knows that Thursday morning is probably when it's going to happen, but you never know, plans could change, so you can't actually say it that. That's how I took that.
Especially when he had outlined that LeBron, Rich Paul, everyone involved wanted to make sure that they had the full grasp of the landscape of what the offers were, and then they were going to make their decision. So when Shams is saying the voice notes have been listened to, the decks are out, they have absorbed what has happened, and they're getting ready to make a decision, I don't know why he would wait. I understand that he shouldn't have to be in a rush. I know you yesterday have said
that's the only reason I would think is the
for
Warriors,
Golden State, Anthony Davis,
correct,
that is the move that could potentially still be out there.
Correct.
But then his decision is already made up. This is where I'm going to go. I just have to delay my announcement until they make this move, and I know for sure that this is where I can go. I can make the announcement publicly. But when Shams outlines it like that, it leads me to believe that a decision has been made, and it's just a matter of time before the announcement is coming.
I'm not at all discrediting anything that Shams is reporting.
Nobody said you are.
But like,
I mean, small thing. No,
No, that's just how I interpret it.
I hear you. I do think that the decision has been made up for a while. I'm with you on that. I think that he's had his mind made up on where he wants to go, and all of these voice notes, all of this new intel that he's received from teams, whether it's Bob Myers coming on the Max Kellerman and Rich Paul podcast and saying you can win here. No kidding. I think all of that is great, and it's good information that he can hear it, not necessarily have it go in one ear and out the other, but he can store it away where it's not going to impact what he already believes and where he is going to go. I think he already knows where he's going to go. I think there's going to be the timing now of setting up some sort of big announcement. What's going to happen? Is he going to show up at some summer league game and be like, show up where the team is, his next team is playing? Is it going to be some big Instagram post? Is it going to be at a podcast appearance? Is he going to show up at the ESPYs like he did a couple of years ago and say, like, today's not that day, talking about he's going to play another season? I think all that factors in now to how can he create the biggest splash for his announcement on where he's going to go next, and that takes time.
I think the only way he does the splash announcement is if he goes back to Cleveland. I think everything else is just like announced. Like no.
Why? If this is the last time that he has the opportunity, that he's earned, by the way, to hold center court as the king, as the face of this league, and have a captive audience with all of us about what he's choosing to do with the final chapter of his career, why would he just let it be a casual announcement and not a big spectacle?
He's already done the casual announcement. 2014, the thing that they took out in the New York Times, the little fake transaction, and then it was like the big one page, like a very... You remember that? When he went back to the Cavs, it was the...
No, that was a Sports Illustrated article.
Whatever it was the transaction. It was 2014, and it was just a very, like, LeBron James to Cleveland. Like,
I thought that was the one where he wrote the story with Lee Jenkins, I'm coming home, in Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
There was one that, like...
The Lakers one, I think, was the more transactional
There was one that was... He's already done the simple announcement, is what I'm
Right.
trying to say. Like, this is the last time that he's earned that right to do this, to take as long as he wants. That's why I don't think, are we inching closer to a decision? Not an announcement, a decision. I think there's a separation there.
Right, of course. But you guys are both saying he's already made the decision.
Yes, and that's what
then it would be an announcement.
So, but like maybe there's like still things that they're trying to work out as far as like, all of the semantics that come with that. I don't think we get the announcement in the next 72 hours.
So can we just do some reckless speculation on something? So Miami, Cleveland, Golden State, Minnesota, let's include Denver and Philadelphia. Right now, those are the 6 teams, right, that everyone assumes he's going to play on. Is that correct?
Yes.
They made you pick a 7th team, and it was none of those 6, and he's going to announce he's playing for a 7th team.
Ooh, interesting question, Ev.
Spurs.
No chance.
Why? They were on the list.
Wemby won't let it.
They were on the list. They were on the podcast grease board.
Yeah. Why? Again, why do you take less money? It's to have more power. Everybody could sit there and say it's to give money back. You take less money when you're that good to have more power. Wemby does not want anyone with him. He wants the guys he has. He did not want Giannis. He does not want LeBron. I can tell you that right now. So that's the less money is, no, you're going to now do what I say. I get to use that money elsewhere.
Do you ask that question because you have a specific team?
By the way, and I think that guess is a really interesting one because if it were San Antonio, everyone would pick them to win it all next year. No, I'm just curious as to where you're going.
No, because I'm looking right now. Initially, I had said the Spurs, but that was before Wemby signed his deal. I can't come up with the 7th.
I have 3.
Go.
Okay. So one would be the LA Clippers. If he's just like, I don't want to move, I don't want to go anywhere, and maybe Kawhi's actually still going to be here, and I just call him and be like, hey, just don't let the trade go through, and let's just do this. 2 of us. That's one. The next one is an utterly absurd one, but basketball-wise, it makes a lot of sense, and you want the big announcement. He's doing a podcast with Tyrese Halliburton at Fanatics Fest in a couple of days.
That would be a stunner.
If he did it here.
I can't fathom. No, I can't fathom that he would play in Indiana. But if you look at that roster and you put LeBron James on the roster, they will be the favorites out of the Eastern Conference over the New York Knicks to go to the finals. That team's really good. And the last one is utterly absurd, but I still think it's the team that actually makes the most sense for him. The Los Angeles Lakers.
What? No.
Not going back. You can't announce that you're leaving and then go back.
It's LeBron James. I said, is there a curveball? Is there another team? If you just look at the roster and what they actually need right now and a player that could help them, it's actually him. It's the player that could help them right now. Why are you're looking at me, shaking your head, Smalls?
Because what else have we heard from Rich Paul? That LeBron wants to be celebrated.
Happiness.
He was essentially pushed out in LA. I know it came across as him decision that he and Rich Paul informed the Lakers they can go in a different direction because he would be playing elsewhere. But come on, we know that for a long time we've had the conversations about them operating on 2 timelines and that this is a Luka-centric team now. Why would he want to go back there and not be the focal point where wherever else he goes, he's going to be celebrated for going there?
Well, it sounds like it's going to be one of the 6 that we mentioned then. But let's get down to 5. As in our energy. Get summer going with the Firework Freeze 5-hour energy shot. You get that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost, bursting with cherry